Agahon, coming to you from Diniwid, Barangay Balabag in Boracay Island in the Philippines. Hope everyone is having a good day. Just getting my day started here. I have my coffee in the morning here, my Copico Blanca. This is my 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines, my go-to 3-in-1 coffee. 3-in-1 coffee here in the Philippines, it's a mixture of coffee, cream, and a little bit of sugar. Very popular here in the Philippines because this 3-in-1 normally costs about 7 to 8 pesos each. I actually bought this Copico Blanca. I bought this at City Mall Boracay, a 10 pack, of this. So 10 coffee for 70 pesos. So $7 each for my cup of coffee. All you do is like you just heat up water. I have one of those hot pot to heat water, and just put this powder in your mug, and then put hot water, and you're good to go. Good to go. Viaje ni Popsy, second viewer. All right, all right. Good morning, good morning. Viaje ni Popsy. Greetings from Cebu. Wow, wow. Thank you for joining the live stream here so early. I know it's kind of early for the Philippines, but our audience, most of our audience come from the U.S., Canada, and all over the world. That's why I try to do it early here, mainly because of the internet. Because I'm here at an Airbnb in Diniwid, and it's a shared internet. It's free internet, so I cannot complain. Anytime it's free. But I usually get up early. That way I can. The Wi-Fi is still strong because later on, and I have lost one of the live streams. I think it was around 6:15, 6:20 when I lost it, because people start waking up, getting online, and that kind of lowers my Mbps accessing the free internet. But that's why I start early, just to get the live stream in. At least if we can get like 1 hour live stream, that way I can update people on what's going on here in the Philippines and here in Boracay. JB, good morning, my brother. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining the live stream this morning. I like the early live stream as I'm an early person like you. Yes, hey man, I'm glad because I am. I've been awake since 4:30. That's usually the time I get up. I have to make sure when I get up, I walk Chloe. That's kind of like the first thing because she needs to go pee outside and all that. So I already did. I already walked Chloe. She peed like 3 times. I got her water inside, but would not surprise me if she scratches the door again and wants to go out because there's a male dog here. We call him Pogi, and he's actually been climbing up here on the balcony, checking out Chloe. They become friends. They play with each other here. So he's Chloe has a male interest, but has a boyfriend. Dazzle calls Pogi. We named the dog Pogi because he's a good-looking dog, a muscular dog, medium-sized dog. But he really likes Chloe. They just play, harmless play that they do. All right, I made a list here of things. I did this actually last night. That way, I don't forget to discuss. The weather here. Let me. I haven't even gotten a chance to look this morning on the Pag-asa website, but I'm sure. Let me see here. Oh, stay signed out. But yesterday, first thing I want to report, we had an earthquake. I was like, it was around 4:03 was the time of the earthquake here in Boracay. I have been coming to Boracay for like 14 years and never felt an earthquake here. And I was actually taking a nap. I was taking a nap because Dazzle and I usually around 5:30 is when we head out to Diniwid Beach to walk Chloe on the beach and watch the sunset. So I was taking a nap, but I felt it. I was like, at first I didn't know, I woke me up, and then Dazzle, like, she didn't know what was going on because Dazzle hasn't been exposed to any earthquake. It registered, I think 4.1 was the initial registry, but now I'm seeing reports that it was 3.9. But we were close to it. The earthquake, the center of the earthquake was in Malay, Aklan. Only 7 kilometers away from Boracay is the center of. That's why we felt it. I mean, the building shook. It felt like kind of like it was a shake, and then there's a sound. I thought actually something hit the building. I was thinking, man, something might have hit the building or something. But we came out the room, and then our landlord, Rosalie, and her partner Hermie, they were outside. They're like, it's an earthquake, it's an earthquake. So we all walked outside, stayed on the road, and just like looking around, waiting if there was any aftershocks. That is only the second earthquake that I've felt in my 14 years here in Aklan province. The first earthquake I felt, Dazzle and I were in college, and our STI College Calibo, I'm gonna say 4 floors, and we were actually on the top floor. We were on a class, and it shook, and everybody had to evacuate the building. So that was memorable. That's why that's the second one now, and it's odd that it's here in Boracay because I've never felt any earthquake in all my years coming to Boracay, but everything's fine. Everybody's safe. No damage in Boracay. I was watching all the news, even in mainland. No damage. No damage at all. So everybody's safe. We're safe. That's the main thing I posted on my Facebook. Felt the earthquake, and we're safe. We're safe. So Liana and Mom, they're safe in Numancia. So everything's good. It just surprised us because we don't get many earthquakes in our province anyway of Aklan. We don't get many earthquakes in Panay Island. As far as the weather, it looks like this morning actually I felt the rain like we're on the second floor here on the Airbnb, and I know they have metal roofs here. So when it rains, you hear it. You hear it on the metal roof, and it rained about, I would say, about 3:30. It woke me up a little bit, but I went back to sleep till about 4:30. But it did rain this morning. The past couple of days, it hasn't rained during the day. Even at sunset, we've been getting decent sunset. I would say the last 3-4 days we have not gotten any rain, but it did get rain this morning. When I walked Chloe outside, the ground was wet this morning. No weather condition. No. There's a low pressure area. 360 kilometers west of Bacnotan, La Union. La Union is in Luzon Islands, but pretty much here I'm looking at mostly cloudy, Metro Manila, the rest of the Philippines cloudy with scattered rain showers and thunderstorms. So basically it's been the same weather here in Boracay. We could expect rain here during the day, but it doesn't last all day. Most of the time, like I said, it's been sunny the past few days. It rained already this morning, so that's probably it for the rest of the day as far as the weather. That's just the weather, how the weather is here in the Philippines during the month of June. It's a mixture of rain, mixture of sunshine. Come July though, August, we're gonna get more rain. That's really the beginning. Right now, it's considered rainy season now because we've already had one typhoon, Auring, Auring. So, and they're expecting another typhoon actually before the end of the month. I remember reading that in the Pag-asa website. So that's a big thing. Earthquake, and then the weather. Also, I've noticed the dollar has been rising. The exchange rate for the dollar has been rising again here in the Philippines. It had gone down like the June, about middle. It had gone down to like back in May, it had gone down to 54 pesos per $1. Now, yesterday, it was back up to 57.12. So that's like a 3 peso increase on the dollar exchange rate. That is significant for us retirees here in the Philippines because if you can imagine, like per $1,000, uh, that's a difference of 54,000 to 57,000. That's 3,000 pesos. 3,000 pesos is about $60 almost. So that's a good chunk. I mean, $60 buy you a lot of grocery a month, you know. So I know the people that's getting pensions here, receiving dollars, they're happy when that dollar is going up, when it's higher. A lot of Filipinos here too because a lot of remittance. You know, the Philippine economy, it cannot function at all without all the remittance, the money sent from abroad to the Philippines. The economy here heavily relies on that, on overseas Filipino workers working in ships, working in the Middle East, working in Europe, we're in America. I mean, everywhere. You know, it's like money is being sent, dollars are being sent here to the Philippines. So, you know, a lot of happy people, you know, when the dollar, people watch that. Even my neighbors that, you know, at Camilla Aklan, you know, they're, you know, that's always a topic of conversation. You know, you see they got smiles and stuff when the dollar is going up again. You know, dollar is going up again in the Philippines. Edgar, hey Edgar, good morning, Edgar. Perfect time. Awesome, awesome. I love hearing that. There's actually morning people. Easy. I'm retired. Why do I get up so early? I'm just fired up every morning. I get my rest. I get my sleep during the night, and then I just love starting my day. So many thankful thoughts in my mind, gratefulness every time I wake up in the morning. You know, it's like nothing is guaranteed in life. And then if you don't enjoy waking up in the morning, maybe it's time to look for things in your life to change. And, you know, because, waking up every morning is a blessing. You know, not everybody gets to do it. I know there's people that, pass away, you know, in their sleep, you know. So it's something that, you know, you have to be grateful every time you wake up in the morning, you know, attack that day, you know, just enjoy each day because nothing is guaranteed in this life. How old is Chloe? Is she? Chloe is 11 years old, and actually, we should have done it. You know, when we had, you know, because we got her like at 6 weeks, but at the time, you know, we weren't sure if we wanted her to like have babies, and we waited too late. I think we were trying to get her spade, you know, neuter or spade. I don't know which one it is for female, but. By the time we took the vet told us she's too old. And I was so surprised. I didn't know that there was a limit to when they would spay or neuter a dog. So she's never been spayed or neutered, but she's never been pregnant. You know, we've kept her away from dogs. 10,000 extra. What is my favorite food? Oh, I have a lot of favorite food. You know, it's like really international food. Mexican food, probably one of my favorite food. I love tacos. I love. I got to eat tamales here for the first authentic Mexican tamales here in Boracay. In the 14 years I've been here in the Philippines, I've never found authentic Mexican tamales, and I found it at Muchos on Front Beach. So I was really happy about that. Kaiser, hey Kaiser, hello, hello Kaiser. Because Fed didn't cut interest rate and being stubborn, so dollar got a little boost. Oh, okay. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was surprised. It's like it had been going down, but I was pleasantly surprised when I saw it going up. Fed decision was overnight. All right, all right. I haven't read that. I just woke up. So I'll probably read it later. I'm sure. Thank you, JB, for that. I have to read this comments because I don't want to like read something that's not appropriate for the live stream. Foxtrot Bravo FB. Hello. I hope everyone here is having a great day. Thank you for saying that. That's what I like hearing on the live stream. Positivity. It's like we hear so many negative stuff in the world. We need a little positivity in our lives every day. Lucita, hey Lucita, good morning. I saw your comment on the video on Puka Beach. I already replied back. That's the first thing I do when I wake up. I start answering the comments and then answering my WhatsApp, my Messenger before I start the live stream. So I did see that, Lucita. Good morning, Lucita. My good friend from Maine. Ooh, the automatic light here cut off at the Airbnb here. But I got Dazzle's a gift to me for Father's Day. So I'm using this light. Really is coming in handy. Balik bayan bay, guy. Good morning, John. I think your name is John. I have to look it up because I have to stop calling you Balik bayan bay. I gotta call you by your first name, John. Good to see you, my brother. How was Puka Beach? Puka Beach is awesome, man. It's like very, very special to Dazzle and I, Puka Beach. That's where we had our wedding reception. And then even during college, when we were going to college, we would spend weekends here in Boracay. And that was like our go-to place here in Boracay. There used to be on that path where I walked, up on that hill, there used to be like a bamboo structure there where you can sit and look at the ocean. Steps, bamboo steps. I mean, you had to be careful because it was kind of rickety. That's why I think they took it down, because it was kind of rickety. But you get up there, it's a bamboo structure with a nipa hut, and you got like a nothing but ocean view. And that was our spot, that Dazzle and I's spot when we used to go to Boracay. And we would just sit there. We could sit there for hours just talking. And during my stay here, when I was living in Boracay, I would go on that hut and I would like read a book. I would bring a book there and I could spend the afternoon there. Just I have my drink, I have my book, I could look out in the ocean. So peaceful. Not many people go to Puka Beach because it's quite a distance from White Beach. Like if you're coming from D Mall, I measured, I think I put it on the video. I think it's close to 3 kilometers, but it takes long to get there because it's uphill. A lot of uphill from Barangay Balabag, where D Mall is, going to Barangay Yapak. It's a lot of uphill. And I did a video. I took a habal from here at Diniwid Beach. I contracted a habal here. Kuya, he charged me 100 pesos, so $1.50 on his single motorbike, habal, from here, from our Airbnb all the way to Puka Beach. That was a fair price because normally it would have cost me 20 pesos to get up the hill, and then once I'm up the hill, I have to wait for the multi-cab for like another 30 pesos, so 50. So that was a fair price because I told Kuya, slow down, because the habal drivers here in Boracay, they're trying to hustle, they're trying to make that money, so they're always like in a hurry. So I'm always like when Dazzle and I, when we ride the habal, I always tell them, Kuya, before we get on, please drive slow. We're not in a hurry. I'll pay you extra just to drive slow because, in the Philippines, motorcycle riders, they're aggressive. But I think the Kuyas, because when we go out the gate here, our Airbnb has a gate, there's always Kuyas, Manongs, on their habal-habal waiting because they know most of us in the Airbnb here take a habal-habal because it's almost a 1 kilometer walk up a hill. It's a workout, especially in the sun. So they know they can at least charge us like 20 pesos just to get up on the main road up the hill. So they already know Dazzle and I because we've been here now. Today's like day 21, day 21 of our 30 days here in Boracay. So they already know us. The minute we walk, they're all smiling at us. They're all pointing. Are you guys going up? Are you guys going up? Positive vibe. Hey, that's what I'm all about, my friend Lucita. I'm all about positive vibes. I think I can't stop being positive because I'm just thankful for my life. Surviving cancer treatments, being come the 26th, I'll be 2 years cancer free. I do not take a day of my life for granted. I'm grateful. I'm blessed for each day I'm on this earth because again, nothing is guaranteed. We can go at any time, and I think people, don't think about that until it's too late. A lot of people don't think about that. It's too late. They go a lot of regrets from a lot of people. I hear that all the time. Even for the people that's retired here now that came from the developed country, the country where they came from. Most of the people I talk to, they always tell me, I wish I had retired sooner. I have never heard a person here that has told me, I wish I wasn't retired, or most people that I have interacted, I have not met a person that has told me that they regret retiring. All of them that I've talked to have told me that they wish they could have retired sooner and enjoyed their life. Hello everyone, Balikbayan guy, my friend John, all right. JB Manalang. I'm a finance guy. So first thing I read when I wake up is the Hey, I understand, man. When I was in the US, I was a finance guy too. I love my stocks, I bought stocks. I had even the automatic. I remember like I would have stocks that give out dividends and I forget a drip. I think it's called a drip. It's been so long. I gave up stocks and investments once I retired in the Philippines because I didn't want that stress. Because when you're in stocks, you're always looking at finances. You're always stressing on me anyway. For me anyway, when I was doing it. So when I retired 14 years ago, I sold all my stocks, got rid of that because I wanted to be retired. I didn't want to be like thinking about finances. I knew I had enough money with my military pension. I knew I can live off my military pension. I'm no longer invest on anything that can lose me money. I'm happy with getting like a little bit of like a time deposit. I'm fine with that. Investing is not one of those things that I do anymore. But I know people that, because I was one of them, when I was in the US, when I was still working, I had the drip that would buy me stocks at like the ones that gives dividend. At the time, I think McDonald's, Home Depot, I had several, and then I would trade stocks on E-Trade. It's like I would buy like internet stocks. I would buy like tech stocks. So, but it gets stressful because you're keeping an eye on that daily. You're seeing your investing. Even though they tell you it's like, don't look at that stuff, long term. Not many people have that patience to be a long term investors. We want that quick hit, that quick jump and a quick profit. That's why I don't pay attention anymore. I couldn't tell you how much Apple is now. I couldn't tell you how much Tesla stock is because once in a while on my feed, on Facebook, I'll see it, but I couldn't tell you the prices of stocks anymore. Chinwi Eats. Hi. Hello, Chinwi. Yes, Ginno. I am John. You see, you remember. Yep, that's why I'm gonna start calling you John because I try to. I have a list, but I left my mini iPad. I list down like the handles of people and their name, where they're from. So, just so I remember. That way, when we're communicating online on the live stream, I know who I'm talking about, and I can, hey, Daniel from Jacksonville, Florida. But now I know your name's John, so I'll just refer to you at your first name. That way I think it's more personal, than the handle, than speaking of the handle. Is that a fresh haircut? Yeah, yeah, actually, it's a fresh cut, man. I always have to keep my fade going, man. Actually, man, it's funny. I was gonna tell you guys about this story. I got the haircut a couple 2 weeks ago. I think 2 weeks ago. I like my hair short. I'm military. I've kept my hair short all this time. I got my haircut from Albert, up the hill, going to from Newcoast, right? So I got up the hill there and I start walking, and I was walking and I was like, man, I don't remember Albert's barbershop being so far, because I was going up the hill on Barangay Yapak, and I was like, man, and I ran into another barbershop, and I was like, and I knew it wasn't Albert's barbershop, because Albert's barbershop is green background on the back, on the wall. But here, and Albert had mentioned to me the barangay, or the department, DENR, the environmental people, they do not let them put signs out for their establishment. Like Albert told me, he had a sign before, but they took it down. That's why it's hard to find stuff here. They removed these signs, right? So I ended up getting a haircut from somebody else. His name is JR, a young guy too, same as Albert. Like, they both look like they're like 30 years old, but man, he hooked it up, man. He hooked up the fade. I like to keep my hair short because I don't never comb my hair. I don't own a comb. I always just shower and then kind of like do one of this, and I'm good. I'm like a minimalist, even with like hair care. It's like I just like just coming out of the shower, rinse it off with a towel, and I'm good. I don't need gel. I don't need all that stuff. It's like, but I like how he hooked up my fade. So I did get a new haircut. Thank you for noticing. Thank you for noticing. Hey, HD, all right, HD. I see him deleting comments. Thank you, HD. Sold your TSP. Actually, I have to look at that, my trip savings plan, but because I haven't like really checked on that. It's one of the I've had. I might have to look on that, but I didn't have much in it. I didn't have much on it, HD. That's probably why I never paid attention. Thanks, brother. All right, thanks. All right, thanks. Crispin Agustin, can you give a shout out to Mo Lester? All right, Mo Lester. Shout out to you, Mo Lester. Oh, my bad. That's terrible. Terrible joke. Terrible. I got it now. I catch it now. Catch it now. Good one there. Hello, my brother. Where you like to eat in Boracay that you haven't due to cost? Daniel, hey Daniel, good morning, Daniel. My friend in Jacksonville, Florida. As far as cost, because of cost, steak place, because Dazzle doesn't eat steak. I've mentioned that many times. She's never had steak, and I know because of cost, steaks are expensive in Boracay. I mean, I've looked at some of the steak places in D Mall, like the Rumbas. I'm not sure if they're still called Rumbas, but right next door to the Hobbit Tavern, and Crispin. Oh, it's all good, man. I know, there's people. There's people like that. I understand, brother. Bless you, brother. I'll pray for you. Hopefully you have a good life, brother. Nothing, I know there's always people like you, so it's no big deal. You didn't hurt my feelings. But as far as cost, that's probably, it's like steak places because of cost. And then probably some of the buffets, some of the more expensive buffets, like Dazzle and we haven't been to the Mandarin Bay dinner buffet because I think that is one of the high price buffet in Boracay. We've gone to the breakfast buffet. Our friend Gray treated us to the breakfast buffet. But there's a lot of buffets here in Boracay that are high price, the big hotels. But they're really good because, like I know the Mandarin Bay, their buffet at nighttime has, it'll have like prime rib, it'll have like lamb, it'll have a crab, shrimp. I mean, it's like, you pay the price, of course. It's almost like a Vegas type style buffet. Emery, no one, all right, no one cares. All right, Gino, I'm 2 years younger than you. All right, I'll be 57 in July. Been retired now in August. Can't wait to. Oh, all right, all right. So you're 2 years younger, 57. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad that you've been retired 6 years. So my brother. To me, it's like I always advise people. If you can afford to retire financially, of course, that's a big issue. Of course, retiring early if you can afford it financially. If you can afford to retire early financially, I don't see any reason why you wouldn't. Because like I said, most people that I have talked to, most people that have retired now, all of them tell me, man, I wish I would have done it sooner to retire. Just because your life really begins when you retire. You get to enjoy everything. You get to enjoy all the simple things in life. Waking up in the morning, watching the sunrise, walking at sunset. A lot of those things when you're working, I know for me, when I was working, I did not enjoy a lot of things. The little things I didn't see, because you're so focused on your work, you're so stressed on your work, and then when you get off work, you got chores, you got errands to run, grocery shopping, washing your car, cleaning your house, doing your laundry. Even those tasks now I actually enjoy, because like if I do my laundry at home, we don't have a dryer, so we have to hang our clothes, and I'm out there out in the sun. It's like I enjoy it. It's not an activity that you're thinking, oh man, I got to do laundry again. I don't look at it like that. I look at it like, I just enjoy everything. I enjoy all the little things in life, and that's why you won't really experience that until you retire. I think anyway. Just my opinion. Edgar Dean Wolfgang. Yeah, Wolfgang has at Nucos. I don't know if it's the same Wolfgang Puck because it says Wolfgang something, Wolfgang Weiss or something like that. But it's an expensive steak place over at Boracay Nucos. I know that. It's not cheap. You're looking at, probably $30-$40 steaks there. So because it's imported steaks. It's coming from Australia. It's not here in the Philippines. They don't have I don't know, I don't think they have good meat here as far as beef. I have not heard of good steaks in the Philippines. HD, kumusta JB, when you moving balikbayan? Oh no, scary Mojo. Yeah, for me, for Dazzle, she gets more nervous for earthquakes. But me, I'm from California. I lived 9 years in Southern California. So I've been to a few earthquakes. And then even in the Philippines, when I was here stationed at Clark Air Base in Angeles City, July 1990, that Baguio, the earthquake in Baguio, the damage, the collapsed hotels in Baguio. I was here for that. I remember it vividly because I was coming out of the BX. BX is kind of like the military department store where we shop for clothes, shoes, and things like that. And I was walking out the BX. It was in the afternoon, and I was looking at the parking lot, and I could see the parking lot doing a wave. And I was like, what is going on? And I see cars like bumping into each other. Parked cars were bumping into each other. And I quickly realized, I guess I was kind of in shock because I didn't know what was going on. It was an earthquake and people start running out of the BX. Glass was breaking from the BX. It was a massive, massive earthquake. I know people July 1990 here in the Philippines remembered that earthquake. So I've been to a couple of earthquakes, and I remember when we lived on Long Beach. We lived in a bungalow, one-story house in Long Beach, and we had an earthquake. I don't remember the specific year, but this was in the 80s, and our plates and we had a cabinet. Plates were like falling off. I was like, I was still in high school at the time, and I was like, "Whoa, what's going on?" It's like it was an earthquake. So I've been to a couple. So but it does. It is kind of, no matter how many times you've been in an earthquake. I lived in Japan. I've experienced. I lived in a tower in Japan on the seventh floor of a tower, but our building at Misawa Air Base, they were on rollers. So they have, I guess they got rollers on the bottom of the building because Japan is like, they build structures like that. But my building was swaying, and I lived on the seventh floor. So I've had a few. It's never not scary, it's never, even yesterday, it was just a short burst of earthquake. You still kind of like, whoa, what's going on? And then went outside and people were like milling around outside the Airbnb. What's up, brother? God bless. Hey, God bless you. From Boston. All right, Boston. My good friend Leo. Shout out to my good friend Leo. Retired state trooper, Massachusetts state trooper. Retired politician from Everett, Massachusetts. Yesterday's live, you said that you like Texas Roadhouse. Yes, I did. I used to eat at Texas Roadhouse in Tucson, Arizona. And somebody had mentioned that there's one now in Cebu. I know there's a Texas Roadhouse in BGC, Manila. But somebody on the live stream yesterday said that there's also one now in Cebu City. I haven't been to either one. I haven't been to the Texas Roadhouse, but from what I'm hearing from people, the one in BGC anyway, it's the same company, same setup, probably throw those peanuts, you break the shells on the peanuts, just throw them on the floor. But I know, like in BGC, when they bring like an American franchise to the Philippines, it's a duplicate. The supplies, everything, they replicate whatever it is in the US. Hopefully, and then I think somebody had mentioned there's the Texas Roadhouse in Iloilo City. We're going next month to Iloilo City, so I will check. Regarding Texas Roadhouse, because I think if we eat there, I think even though Dazzle doesn't eat steak, I can still get her something there. I'm sure they have something on the menu that's not even a baked potato. Even I know Dazzle will like to eat a baked potato with all the fixings, all the sour cream, all the butter, chives, that kind of thing. What does the Vegas style buffet cost approximately? All right, for the dinner buffet, approximately, I know there's like the high end. This is like the prime rib. I can probably Google it real quick, but I'm sure it's near $36. 36 dollars is what I'm thinking. Like, I'll Google it real quick on my phone here, Daniel. Mandarin Bay dinner buffet, because a friend of mine actually did that on the trip here, on their last trip here. They did the Mandarin Bay. All right, it says here the adult is 1,499, so cheaper than what I thought. But that's about $27-28. That is still pretty steep for a Filipino, $27-28. Sunday to it says here Sunday to Thursday. Oh, it goes up. It goes up on the weekend, Friday and Saturday. It goes up to 1,688. So about 1,700. And then you got to be careful here with buffets sometimes. That sometimes is the advertised price, But if you want a special drink, if you don't want the drinks that they have served on the buffet, sometimes they sneak in extra charge for you. Like if you request like instead of like brewed coffee, if you request like a latte, they'll charge you extra. Hidden charges, hidden charges. So I'm probably about right. It's probably gonna cost you about 2,000 pesos with all the hidden charges. So about $36 for a buffet, Not cheap, like I said, not cheap. And I know in Manila, some of the big hotels, like the casino hotels in Manila, I know they have like awesome buffets too. And the same thing, they charge closer to $50, even $80. Peanut Butter Travels. Woohoo, made it. All right, Peanut Travel. Appreciate you, my friend. You're always getting on the live stream. Thank you. Thank you so much. JB, I'm for your daughter. Us still in school. All right, understand. I did a video the other day. It's gonna be coming out of Lian first day of school here in the Philippines, and on that video, I filmed it at Balabag Elementary School because I just wanted to show that here in Boracay, even in Boracay, there's a few elementary schools here, and there's 3 high schools here. So if you decide to move your family here to Boracay Island, there is a high school here, there is elementary school here, public school, Department of Education that your kids can go to school. And I know many foreigner kids go to school here on Boracay Island because I see them. You can tell, you can always tell the foreigner kids because they're mixed race. You can tell that a lot of I know a lot of Europeans, Americans. There's Americans here with kids retire here in Boracay, so they send their kids here in Boracay Island. There are also private schools here. I know there's a private school, but to me, private school and public school, like I've mentioned before in the live stream, there is an advantage of sending your kid here to private school. But if you're really involved in your kids, like me, I'm Leanna's tutor. I know I'm stricter than her school teachers. It's not necessary, I think. You can get by with like public school for your kid and just tutor your kid at home. Add information to your, useful information, because those are the information I teach Leanna. Because school is pretty regimented. You got your math, you got your science, you got your history. But school doesn't teach you about managing money, being a responsible person, discipline, like medical terminology. I'm teaching that to Leanna now. There's a lot of things that the schools don't teach. That's why I add to Leanna's education. But I make it fun. It's not like it's a task for me. I enjoy teaching Leanna. That's why. Right. Charles Latz said hi. All right. Hello, Charlie Latz. Nottingham, what's going on here? All right. It's just a live stream, Nottingham. This is I do a daily live stream called Coffee with Ginno. Been trying to do it daily while I'm here at Diniwid. I'll see if once we go back to our house, I'll see if I'll keep continuing. If there's interest, if people are watching it, I'll keep doing the live streams. Hey, Michael, my good friend in Trece Martires, Cavite. My fellow Toyota Wigo owner. Good morning, bro. Good morning. Glad you and Daz and Chloe are safe. Wow, that was wild. I know. It never is fun. Earthquakes are one of those things that you never expect, and then when it happens, you're kind of like in a shock. Like, what the heck is going on? I thought a truck or something hit our building because it shook it, and there was like a big bang sound, so I thought, man, somebody must have hit like a power pole or somebody hit our building. But it was an earthquake. It's always wild. I've been to a few earthquakes now, and even this wasn't the strongest, but It still makes you nervous, and then you're always kind of waiting and see, are there any aftershocks? Are there more earthquakes coming? Hey Earl, long time no see, Earl. Good afternoon. All right. Oh, thank you for joining, man. I haven't messaged you in a while, but been busy, man. We've been Dazzle and I. We've been here in Boracay now for 21 days. We're doing a 30-day vacation here in Boracay. Usually, Earl is one of my friends on my Messenger or my WhatsApp, and I try to keep in touch with people. You know, it's like people that reach out to me. You know, I connect with people. They become my friends, and I keep track with people. But I haven't been able to do that during this vacation because once Dazzle gets up, normally Dazzle gets up at 10. I drop everything that I do on YouTube. That's kind of like the agreement that Dazzle and I have. You know, I don't want YouTube to consume our lives. You know, that's why now I'm trying to do YouTube just by myself, like the live streams. I don't want it to become stress for Dazzle or Leanna or Mom. You know, it's like I can do YouTube by myself. So because we've seen it with other YouTubers, and I'm sure you've seen it with other couples that are YouTubers, that it becomes a reason, stress, it becomes a reason for them breaking up, or, you know, and we don't want that, and I never want that. You know, Dazzle's the love of my life, so, you know, I don't want that. That's why with the minute Dazzle gets up, I drop everything YouTube. That's why I do it so early. At 5, I answer people. I film videos in the morning before she gets up. I try to do everything YouTube before Dazzle gets up. That way, when she gets up, she doesn't feel like our life is about YouTube. Our life is about, even when we go out to dinner, when we go out to the beach, I try not to film us anymore because Dazzle thinks it's not special anymore, that, you know, because, you know, I have to make her happy. You know, that's the thing. You know, it's like I don't want YouTube to be like a stress for us. That's why I keep doing it. I want it to remain fun. I want it to remain fun, and I'm able to do it by myself, so it's not a big deal. You'll still see them. You'll see them once in a while. Like I did a members only video with Dazzle in it when we were eating at the Korean restaurant, because sometimes what happens with Dazzle when I include her in the filming on our videos, you know, again, same thing in their lives, and there's always people that are not nice, and they'll say a bad comment, or they'll say something not nice to Dazzle, and that hurts me too. You know, I don't like seeing that anyway. And Dazzle takes that. You know, people have insulted Dazzle on some of the videos. You know, called her like terrible names. You know, so that's why I try not to expose Dazzle anymore. I'll do more members only videos with Dazzle and Leanna, because I know the members of our channel. I know they're nice. You know, there's not gonna be trolls, you know, on those. So that's what our plan is. Dazzle actually is planning, she's gonna be doing videos, cooking videos with Mom. Mom and Dazzle do cooking videos, but only for members of our channel. That way she won't get harassed by the trolls or by the negative people out there. Oh, thank you, Rob. Thank you for sharing that, Rob. The Texas Roadhouse. Rob said, I ate at one in Makati, and it was the same as in the U.S. Thank you. I'm glad you shared that information, Rob. That's what we need, man. We need people sharing information. That's what I'm all about, you know. So I like sharing information that I learned. That way, people won't make the same mistake, and learn from others. Yes, bro. There are 3. Ooh, 3. See, I didn't even know that. Michael, say thank you, bro. 3 Texas Roadhouse in Manila, and 2 a few kilometers from Tresem. Oh, dang, man. You're lucky, Michael. You get to eat at Texas Road. I love that Texas Roadhouse, man. And I was big on steaks when I lived in the US. I just haven't eaten them here. You know, it's been since 2016, 9 years now that I have not eaten steak, because usually steaks aren't good here anyway. It's like the meat, unless it's coming from Australia, and then that meat is expensive. So I just gave up on steak. I eat more pork now because that's what's reasonably priced here in the Philippines. And then, lechon is really good. Lechon, even the lechon belly, that round thing. Man, that thing is delicious. Charlie Latz. That's cool. You should try it. It's super good. That's actually a Texas Rose in Everett, where your good friend Leo is from. Oh, all right, all right. Yeah, Leo was a counselor at Everett for like 20 years. When he was a state trooper for Massachusetts, he got shot in the line of duty. So he was kind of a hero, So he got elected into politics in Everett because he was a local hero. Now he's retired, he's my age. He's 60 now. I'll be 59 in a month here. And he's retired. I think he just got his a master's degree. He's just going to school, just enjoying life now. Hi, hey, hello, the Traveler Vlogs. Can you see me? Yes, I can see your message. Can you see me? I can see it. I went to set up my TSP online login just now. I haven't checked it in a long time, but it looks like they have a new login now. Oh, all right. I'll have to it's still connected to, I know it's still connected to my email because my email is the same email I've used since forever. I was active duty and that's the same email. My Ginno1966 at yahoo.com. I've had that email forever. So everything's connected. So I know if I have to recover passwords, if I have to recover that, I can get it. Yeah, I can still get it. Hello, Ginno. Hey, Mom Janet. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it on the live stream, Mom Janet. Marcus, hey Marcus, my good friend from Germany. Hello, Marcus. Hi, Ginno. Good morning. I'm sorry because we go to sleep. Hey, go to sleep, my friend. Don't let me, I do the live stream just for people, I know different time zones and everything. If you can make it, happy that you can join. But thank you so much, Marcus. Have a good night, have a good sleep, my brother. Hi Janet, everybody say hello to Mom Janet. All right, JB Madalag. Balabag has nice uniform. Looks like yes. I felt you'll see it on the upcoming video. I have a few videos lined up. I've already made. I think I have 5 videos completed already. They always come out at midnight Philippines time. So whatever that time is in your area, that's when our videos come out. But I saw like some of the kids I saw the boys wearing white shirt, and I think I saw the girls wearing like brown and yellow. If I remember correctly, I saw like a plaid looking thing, that's cool. It's a cool uniform for Balabag Elementary. I was right across the entrance of Balabag is where I filmed because I was just standing there. Dazzle was going to the ukay store right across Balabag Elementary. So she was shopping. So I said, yeah, I can make a video because there were just a lot of people. It's like, I was like, it was around noontime. So it's probably lunch break for the kids. So there was tanod, like the crossing guard, the barangay tanod, making sure the kids don't get hit by a car or by the e-trikes. I mean, e-trikes were like motorbikes were just like in and out, and then right there. So I said, hey, make a video. This is kind of interesting. It's kind of, you can see all the activity. It was a busy day in front of the elementary school there. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed filming it because you can tell the excitement for the kids. It was the first day of school for the kids, and parents were dropping up. You'll see like motorbikes here in Boracay anyway. Even in our town of Dumansha, you will see this. You won't see. It's not common, but you will see it. A guy in a motorbike, right? A single motorbike, not a tricycle, just a single motorbike. And he'll have one kid in front of him on the, where the kid can stand, because on the scooters here, there's like a little platform, like where the kid can stand. So the kid's standing, like looking like that, and then the driver, and then another kid behind him, and then another kid. So there's like four people on a single motorbike, dropping kids off at school. That's common. That, you'll see that on the video. That kind of made me smile. But it's not dangerous when they do that here, because a lot of times when people have kids on the motorbike, they drive really slow. It's not like they're flying. Usually the guys that are flying on the motorbikes, they're by themselves. But when they have kids, they go slow. Don't go really fast on the road. I'm passing, LOL. I'm just waking up to the day. I need, hey, all right, Mom Janet, get some rest. Always get some rest, That's my priority, It's like I'm always taking naps in the afternoon. I always get my 8 hours, That's why when I wake up at 4:30 a.m., I'm like ready to go, I'm well rested, I don't, it's important for me to get my rest, It's part of my recovery from cancer. I make sure I get plenty of rest. HD, check the balance and it looks like the value tripled from when I started contributing. Oh, nice, man. While I was in the military, I'm sure you'll be pleasantly surprised when you check it since you retired. All right, thank you. I will, HD. It's been a long time. I retired in 2004, man. But I didn't have a lot of money in there, man. It's like, because I knew I was retiring, and that's when they offered that to us in the military. It was kind of like, trip savings plan was kind of like a 401k setup, and I was like, I knew I was gonna get a pension soon, so it wasn't a big deal to me, like, to put a lot of money in there. Probably after I check, I probably wish I put a lot of money in it. Janet, all right. Are those teeth real? I have crowns on my teeth. I had work done on my teeth, so. Medical terminology, very important. Helps understand easily meaning of word. Yes. And Mom Janet, I've been doing that. I have medical background. I've worked 27 years at different hospitals. Medical administration is my specialty. And Leanna, she wants to become a nurse. That's why I'm teaching her medical terminal root words, explaining to Leanna how the hospital works, from radiology, from lab, from pharmacy, surgery, how the wards are, medical service, trying to explain that to Leanna, because her goal is to become a nurse, and I can tell she's interested. That's why I love, like, adding that to her education. I know it's gonna give Leanne a leg up, from other people, because usually medical terminology, you don't really learn that unless you go to nursing, unless you become in the medical field, unless you join the medical field. What medical what net did you want to look at? Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Mom Janet. Thank you for the super chat, Mom Janet. Really appreciate it. God bless you. Thanks for your support, Janet. Thank you, HD. I took in college. I'm an honors science student. Wow, all right. Leanna, very interested too in science. Leanna's really good at science and math. She struggles with English. That's why that is one of the subjects that I'm really focusing, especially with the spelling. She just never had anybody to tutor her. But since I've been tutoring Leanna now for 2 years, her vocabulary has expanded, because that's a focus of mine. It's like adding vocabulary to her. And then I can tell she can now write good paragraphs, understand the structure of writing a paragraph. Before that, that's the thing, they have English lessons here at public schools, but I don't think they teach enough English. It's English enough for them to get by, but if they have to go, if you rely on the way they teach English here in the public school, elementary and high school, I don't think it's enough. Just my opinion now. It's not enough to English to get them college, university, and above. You really need to focus. That's why a lot of people get English tutors, for their kids here. Or in private school here in the Philippines, they do focus more on English. I know private schools here, there's private schools in the Philippines where they don't allow the kids to speak Tagalog or the native language. When they're in school, everything is spoken in English because English is so important, in my opinion, again, because like if they ever want to go overseas, work overseas, like Leanna plans when she's graduated from college, English is so important to be a fluent, to really be good at English. You look like an honest man. Thank you, Muhammad. I try to be honest. It's like my motto in life is do good, be good. Because someday we're all gonna be judged. I want to be judged in a good way when it's my time. Kim Spence. Hey, Kim. All right. Thank you for you're my friend in Romblon. Romblon. Hey, man. Good morning, Kim. Hope everything is going good with Akina in your kid going to St. Gabriel Nursing School in Calibo. Hope all that is going well, man. Excited for her. Nursing is a good field to get into. Yeah, I know HD. You ain't got to tell me HD that you're on the dean's list, man, because you're a genius, man. You know so many, you know so many things, man. I'm glad you're on my side, HD. I'm glad I can tap into your knowledge, my friend. Thanks, Janet. Study of science saved my life. I didn't know it back then, but I had to refresh information for open heart surgery. I'm retired law. Yeah, that's why with me too, Mom Janet, I'm always interested in learning. I'm always reading, not only for Leanna, but for myself too. When I was diagnosed with cancer, Valentine's Day 2023, I've read so much about cancer, recovery, treatments, what I need to do to stay healthy. It's like I'm always reading about that. The free trip to Europe. Ooh, and as exchange student. Man, that's nice. Science made sense to me. I was encouraged by my professor to continue, so I did. Paid more. Yeah, lawyers made more money. Yeah, that's true. I've worked with lawyers. I know how much money they make. It's like when I was in Tucson, Arizona, my job, I was a risk manager, risk management coordinator for Carondelet Health Network, 4 hospitals in Arizona, and I worked with lawyers. I handled like malpractice suits when we get sued. I'd make sure all the bills got paid for all the different lawyers. We had a lawyer assigned to Carondelet Health Network, but we also hire a lot of lawyers for different things because in the US, you get sued for different things. People specialize on malpractice, general liability, just different. And Mom Janet knows about that. That's why lawyers make so much money. Goat caldereta is delicious. Oh, yeah. I've had, when did I have goat caldereta the last time? Is that in Makato, the Makato-Lezo Highway, Ugsaran restaurant was the last time I had a goat caldereta. Goat caldereta is goat meat. Usually they pressurize it, tenderize the goat meat. When done right, when done correctly, it's not gamey. I've had goat caldereta that's kind of gamey, but if done right, the caldereta is a mixture of tomato sauce, carrots, potato, bell pepper, onions. I mean, it's delicious. Done right, Not everybody can cook goat caldereta, It's like that I've had anyway, Not everybody. There's certain people that can get that gaminess out of that goat. I think a lot of times they use vinegar to tenderize it with vinegar, and then cook it in caldereta sauce. Certain events in life will put us into different. Yes, yes, HD. I agree to that, man. That's like, amen to that, brother. There's certain things like a lot of times certain hardships changes the way we view life. Like for me, when I was in the U.S., I went to some personal challenges when I was in the U.S. That's what motivated to retire early in the Philippines because for me, not for everybody, I'm sure. I wanted to experience life more. When I retired from the military, I worked 7 years in the civilian world. I was 45 years old. I was making good money. I had my pension. I was making good money, but the path I was looking at is I was looking, well, I'm 45. I'll more likely have to work till I'm 62, another 17 years just to afford living in the United States, because in the United States, unfortunately, no matter how much you make, it seems like it's expensive. And part of that was my fault. Part of that's, because when I lived in the United States, I lived an excess life. I drove a Mustang. I had a nice house, garage full of stuff. I bought material things. I wasn't the minimalist that I am now. I had a lot of toys, electronics. You know how it is. You're making good money. You can afford it. Why not? You go like you only live once. Why? I would go on vacations in Cancun. I would travel with friends. Go to Vegas. Different lifestyle for sure. But it just made me realize that, man, it's like at 45, I would have ended up doing this till I'm 62, and I'm like, and then maybe have some, of course, more Social Security, but I decided to ditch that life and go for a more simple life here in the Philippines. Live on my military pension alone because it's enough here. My military pension here in the Philippines for the last 14 years, I've been able to save here and live the life that I want. I'm able to, like, when I got here, I still traveled in Southeast Asia. I traveled in the Philippines. My main thing was riding my mountain bike. I'm an avid cyclist. I used a road bike. I used a mountain bike. So it's just I was able to discover a different life, a different path. Not for everybody. Now, I'm not saying like retire early here in the Philippines or anything, but for me, it was a blessing that I discovered the life that I did because the last 14 years have been the best years of my life. It's like I've enjoyed my time here in the Philippines. To me, what was important is like the less stress, the simple living, and not being so materialistic, because when I was in the US, I was materialistic. I love my gadgets. I love my Air Jordans. I love my name brand clothes. Now, man, Dazzle shops at ukay for me. I don't even care what she buys for me. I'll wear it because I know it's cheap. All about being frugal now in retirement, and it's been a less stressed life, easier life. As you can see, we can take long vacations like this, 30-day vacations where we're just having fun. I could have never done that in the US. If I told my boss I'm gone for 30 days, my boss would have fired me for sure. Would have found a replacement for me. Law, statutes was my primary, but I never forgot science knowledge. All right, Mom Janet. I can tell you and HD are both scholars. You're both geniuses. Hey Ray, my good friend in Sacramento. Just checking in, bro. I'm at Arden Mall in Sacramento shopping with my... Oh, thank you for joining the live stream, my brother. Appreciate it. Enjoy the shopping with your family. Yes, we are total sum of all we experienced. So college prepared me for open heart surgery. Fortunately, my doctor from China had welcomed my input as, oh, that's good. It's like, that's one thing I experienced here. Dr. Palik, my oncologist from Iloilo City, he takes my input. And But I do my research too. So when we talk about my cancer in the past, he appreciates that I'm knowledgeable about it. He appreciates it that, I know the things that I have to do. It's like, I'm not just relying on the information he gives me. I'm also like, and then I have my good friend Gray. He's a doctor, so he knows. He advises me also. He's a public health doctor, so he's like. Advising me of things to avoid, things to like not do and do. So many people have helped me. Many people have helped me with my cancer recovery. You'll probably have to set up everything again to log in. I remember I set it up before leaving the military, but they had me set up everything again. Pretty easy with you. Ooh, I don't have a US phone, so I'll have to see. I know that's probably the reason I haven't checked on it, HD, because there's websites that I can't access because of that, because of the phone, US phone. Like, I know I've accessed the VA and they require you to have a US phone. So what I've been doing is I use my sister's phone in Houston, and we time it to like, they have to send it, that code. So I'm always like on the phone with my sister, and I go, Ate, I'm about to log in. They're gonna send you the code, and then I log in, and they send her the code, and then she messages for me. But it's the things that we do here in the Philippines, because we don't, that authentication thing in the U.S. But I don't. That's why I try not to have anything anymore associated with the U.S. That's why I only have one bank account in the U.S. and I don't even use it that much, because all that goes on that bank is my pension, and then that pension I move here to the Philippines. Because it's like the less stuff I do in the US, the less stuff I gotta worry about that. But that's becoming an issue for, I know, many people. They're saying that banks in the US are closing their accounts if they find out that they're not living in the US. But that's another story. That's another discussion. Maybe another YouTube video that I'll have to do. Not sure how much work you'll have to do since you no longer have a US phone. Yeah, it's work, HD, because I remember even with TRICARE, even the TRICARE portal, getting into the TRICARE to file my which good thing I don't have TRICARE. I don't have to do filing with TRICARE now, because I go. That's why a lot of reason I go to Medical City Iloilo, because Medical City Iloilo is a preferred TRICARE facility. So when I get my medical care there, Ma'am Marlene, they do the paperwork for TRICARE. I do not have to file anything. That's why I love going there. Because if I have go to a certified facility where I have to file online, that's another login thing I got to worry about, TRICARE online. They're not making it easy in the U.S. For us that are retired here in the Philippines, accessing websites in the U.S. I'm sure I understand, because it's for security. They want to secure their site. They want to make sure it's the right individual logging in, but not making it easy for us here that live overseas. That was actually one of the topics I was going to discuss. My good friend, Jimbo, he's a retired Chief Master Sergeant. He lives in Lipa, Batangas, with his wife, Jen. They're actually vacationing in Tokyo right now. He doesn't do YouTube, but he makes film for like to share with his friends, and we've become good friends. And I appreciate you, Chief, for always including me on Chief always sends me like great information regarding things happening here in the Philippines, things that can affect veterans here in the Philippines. And one of it is I was gonna bring this story up, and I'll probably end up making a video about this story. The Philippines, regarding VA, Veteran Administration Benefits in the United States, the Philippines is actually the only country in the world that has a VA outpatient clinic. All the VA hospitals or clinics are in American territory. The Philippines is the only country that has one that's not in America or an American territory. And that's an issue, because with the, oh, I'm not getting political, don't hit me up with the political stuff because I never get into politics with our channel. Never goes good, when you get into politics. But because of that America First, they spent the VA outpatient clinic in Manila. There's only one. There's no Veteran Administration Hospital here in the Philippines, just the VA clinic in Manila. It is costing $20 million per month in disability compensation, death benefits, it says here, as of fiscal year 2024, a total of 5,886 U.S. veterans enrolled in the VA Manila clinic, outpatient clinic, that use that clinic. So those 5,000, close to 6,000 U.S. veterans, these are U.S. military with disability. The only people that gets treated at that outpatient clinic in Manila is service-connected disability. Like, I'm a veteran, but I can't go there to the VA because I don't have any disability. They only treat people with disability or service-related disability. And that is costing $20 million a month. So, about 240 million a year. So, looks like, and they authorize it each fiscal year. Looks like it's not sure yet. This is just preliminary. It might not be renewed. It might not be renewed. That's like, and I'll do a video about it. I'll do a separate video regarding the VA because I know a lot of veterans retiring here in the Philippines, moving here to the Philippines. That's a big issue for veterans that have disabilities or service-connected disability. I know that's a big deal. But the reason this article came out is because the representative from Guam, James Moylan, he's the same guy pushing for Medicare here in the Philippines, pushing it in Congress and the upcoming budget. But he's not like advocating to remove that service in Manila. He's just advocating, what he's trying to do is, if they do decide to cut that service in Manila, the VA service in Manila, he wants that moved to Guam. So it's positive. It's positive because he's just trying to stay ahead, ahead of the game. So he's trying to move that service over to Guam if they decide to close the VA service in Manila. That way, Guam is not very far from Manila, not very far from the Philippines. You can fly to Guam, probably a 4-hour flight, and still get your VA, Veteran Administration service in Guam. More to come out, but this is I just got the message, this article from my good friend Jimbo, retired Chief Master Sergeant from the United States Air Force. Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you, Chief. So I'll probably make a video about this because I know a lot of veterans, a lot of interests about using that VA outpatient clinic in Manila. My surgeon teaches open heart and operates. He truly saved my life. I had great faith in it. I went to. Oh, good, Mom Jen. I'm glad you found a good doctor, a good surgeon. That's so important. Please allow me to get you and Dazzle a great dinner before you end your vacation. Oh, thank you so much, Daniel. Oh man, that's so awesome, brother. You know how much I appreciate you, brother. It's like, thank you so much. I will, after the live stream, I will check it. Appreciate you, my brother. Fabulous. A 30-day vacation. Wishing you great. We've been having an amazing time. This is like day 21, and we focus on it's kind of like a second honeymoon for Dazzle and I, because you know how it is. Even though I'm retired here, we're raising Leanna, mom's at the house, we got 2 dogs, I'm doing YouTube. You still get into we had to refresh, kind of have our alone time. And it's been great. It's been great because it's just Dazzle and I. We really feel the love for each other. It's like we're thankful. We've been married 9 years now. In April, we will be married 10 years. So this was good for us to get away like for 30 days, just the two of us and Chloe. We brought Chloe because we would miss Chloe. Chloe's our baby, and she gets anxiety when she's away from Dazzle and I. So we couldn't leave her for 30 days at our house, but it's been an awesome vacation for us. We've been trying different food here in Boracay, kind of like a second honeymoon. We've been eating Japanese food, we've been eating Korean, Mexican, Greek, you name it. And then now, Daniel, he's buying us dinner, so we'll probably partake on that buffet. Whatever we can afford on the, and we'll film it. I'll take pictures, Daniel. I'll send you the pictures when we go out to dinner. Thank you so much, Daniel. I appreciate it, my brother. Which part of your heart do you need work on? Soon, they will have Jetson space cars in Asia. Would not surprise me, man. I know in Japan, man. Daniel, in Japan, they're so advanced. They're so advanced in Japan. HD seems like people who serve do it all their lives. Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good message there, Mom Janet. There's just, like for me, I've always, when I was in the military, they always think, it wasn't more suggestion. It's like we always volunteered. We volunteered for a lot of things. We did our duty in the United States Air Force, but a lot of us, we volunteer in our community. We serve people. That's just the thing. It's like that's what military people do. We serve our country. We serve our people. With no expectations of like when I help people like with our channel, I don't expect anything back. It's like I never asked for money. If people give me money, I'm thankful. I'm appreciative. It lets us to keep doing the channel, but I never expect anything in return. When I help people move to the Philippines, information I give out, I don't expect anything back. And I think that's why I enjoy it, because I don't look for anything in return. It's like I said, my motto always is do good and be good. And hopefully when it's time for me to get judged, hopefully that counts. Hopefully it counts for me. Yes, it opens a full understanding to reading medical books, medical operation. Totally. Yeah. Yeah, that's what. And what's amazing, Mom Janet, is with Leanna, the more I introduce medical terminology, new words, she's really into it. And I always kind of push it to her and tell her, "Ooh, you're gonna be ahead when you become, when you go to nursing school. You're gonna be learning things. Things now that your classmates won't probably know." And she likes that. She's always. Oh, speaking of Leanna. They had a vote yesterday, and she got elected class president again for her class. First year high school at Numancia Integrated School. Leanna is the class president again. Second year in a row. The first year she was at that school, because she was a transferee, she was vice president. But last year, sixth grade, she was class president. And now first year high school, she is class president again. So I'm sure it'll be more duties for Dazzle and I, because when your kid is the class president, of course, Dazzle and I, we have to support Leanna. She's gonna be asked to do a lot more at her school, and we want that for her. We want her to have that kind of confidence. We want her to excel, be a leader. I always tell Leanna, volunteer, be a leader, don't be afraid. It's like nothing that can happen in school will hurt you. The teachers, they love that, and that's what she was doing actually. the first day of introduction, because Leanna knows Monday was the first day of school. She knows that the first thing they do is introduce themselves. Each kid gets to introduce themselves. So Leanna, she had prepared her like speech or however to introduce herself in English. She was really proud of that. I know she was even practicing it with the Dazzle online. They were like talking Sunday night. So she was prepared for her first day of school. She's like, mom had ironed her uniform. She had her speech ready to go for introduction, and she got elected class president. We were so happy. We're always so happy, so proud of Leanna because I like that she has that. Has that in her, that she wants to be a leader. She wants to take on responsibility, even at 12 years old. She wants to do that. Ooh, MCATs, you have MCATs, man. That's like, ooh, that's serious stuff, man. The MCATs, man. Thank you, HD. Yeah, I use mostly Chat GPT, the Google AI. I use that, but if you have some PDF file, man, that would that you can like send me on my email, man, that would be great, man. But nothing big files, man. I know MCATs that could be something like really like hundreds of pages. But feel free, HD, send me information that you think will be valuable to Leanna because she really wants to become a nurse. I know our goal is this next 4 years of high school. It's supposed to be 6 years, but now they have this new rule now that if you do 4 years of high school here in the Philippines and you take the college entry exam and pass it, you can skip senior high school because here in the Philippines they have 4 years of high school. Leanna's on her first year of high school, and then they added the 2 years of senior high. But you get to skip the senior high if you pass the college entry exam after 4 years of high school. So that's the goal. You wanted Leanna to like do well in her 4 years, learn so much that way she can knock out that college entry exam. Because I think they're moving away from that senior high school anyway. I think I actually read an article about it that it really didn't produce what it was supposed to do here in the Philippines. That 2 years additional high school hasn't really improved scores, so hasn't really. A lot of parents look at it as a burden, because it's added 2 more years of schooling for them to private school expenses for the kids. So it would not surprise me if they repeal that. If they just started it in 2015 or 2016, those two senior high. Because when I went to school here, like most of my generation, like 1970s, 1980s, they didn't have that senior high here. They only had elementary school and 4 years of high school. And we produced doctors, we produced nurses back then. So, adding those two additionals for senior high, many people are saying it didn't really help here in the Philippines. I had 7 blocked arteries. Oh man, 95% block. Man, that's serious. That's serious, Mom Janet. Ascending, descending was not getting blood to my heart. So, oh man, I'm glad. You got your health back and you got that taken care of. Triple out, triple. I know that's no joke. I know. Bypass surgery. That's serious. That's good. That's good. You got good medical care. That's pain meds. Woo, man. I'm very lucky. Yes, very lucky and blessed, Mom Janet. And I think I feel the same way. It's like, surviving cancer treatments. People that've been through it. It's not an easy thing. I survived 12 chemo treatments, 33 radiation treatments, and as people keep telling me, I'm getting back to my normal look. Because when I started the treatments, I was like 168 pounds. And I got down to like 119 pounds. I lost like so much weight. I was like skin and bones by the time I finished my cancer treatments. But now I'm up to like, I'm over 150 now, so I'm getting back to my normal strength. I'm able to do more things now. Information nerd, information nerd. I'm highly inquisitive, so I still study. Yeah. Me now, I study because of my friend Gray. He actually had this thesis, for his doctorate. I have it like 175 pages that I got to read, because, it's my friend, I have to like support him. But I have it on PDF file, so that's kind of like my reading material right now. What do you think about hydrogen water drinking it? I started new regime. Ooh, hydrogen water. I haven't read that, man. I have to read about that. I have to read about that, Mom Janet. How is James and Karen's house coming along? Have you seen it lately, buddy? I've been watching off and on, because we're on vacation, but I have been keeping up with James and Karen's Adventures house, in Balete. They only live 30 minutes away from us. So when we go back to Numancia where we live, we do plan on visiting their house. I'll probably film it. I'll film it, but I know they moved into the house. They secured one of the bedrooms to make sure their bedroom is secured and everything. So, and I'll see them. Actually, I will see them. James and Karen this coming Saturday, 2 days from now, I'll see them. They're going to the Canadian Beaver, I know, for the Canadian Beaver's first year anniversary this coming Saturday. We already have, Dazzle and I, we already have our reservation at a beach bar resort. We're just gonna go there that one night, support our friends, see James and Karen, hang out with them. It's always nice to hang out with them, and Mike and Kat and Lara, so it's gonna be fun. Dazzle and I are looking forward to that anniversary celebration this Saturday at the Canadian Beaver in Rojas City in Bye Bye Beach, Rojas City. But I've actually never been to their house. I've only seen their house through the same videos that people are watching. But I see, it's like come a long way from, when they started. I mean, it's a big house, so it's going to take a lot, to like, but it's livable. That's the main thing here in the Philippines. I know in the U.S., it's a different mentality in the U.S. When you see a house that's not painted outside, open, it looks open. People look at that in the US, oh, it's not finished, it's not complete. Man, here in the Philippines, as long as you got walls and you got a roof and you can close the door, that's finished, man. You can live in it, So it's a different mindset here. I understand people look at it when they look at their house, it's not finished. But to me, if you can live in it, man, it's like, in my eyes, it's finished because you can always do the finishings, like tile, you can paint, that's just cosmetic. The main thing is like the structure. Is the structure solid? And their house is cement. That thing is not going anywhere. So solid house that house is gonna last forever here in the Philippines. It's not, like houses in the US, they make it in wood or like that thin material where you can punch the wall, knock down walls. Man, you ain't knocking any wall at James's house, man. It's all cement, man. Rebar, steel, cement, poured cement. You're not knocking down any walls on that house. HD, I'm assigned to a specialty pain med clinic. They track and make sure no drug interactions and no 8 doctors. Good, Mom Janet, because they, when you take a lot of medication, those it's like they can interact. They can interact. You never know, especially with a heart condition. I'm sure you got all the doctors that you need monitoring everything. That's great. Can you describe hydrogen? Water molecule contains 2 hydrogen atoms, so I'm confused at what you're asking. All right. That's crazy, Janet. All the best for sure, Mom Janet. All keeping you in our prayers for sure. INC at 70. My mind is just so for that. Yes, yes, that's good, man. Ostco dispensary. The director of pharmacy tracks my RX and alerts me of any interactions. Yes, that's one thing. That's one thing. I know medicine in the U.S. Even pharmacy. When they issue medicine in the pharmacies in the U.S., the pharmacists actually make sure that none of the medicines will interact. Unfortunately, in the Philippines, it's not always the case. Because there are pharmacies here in the Philippines that just their main goal is just to sell the medication. Some of them will even sell medication without a prescription. They're not supposed to, but it is what it is. It's the Philippines. Ginno, I wouldn't call myself a genius. I just worked hard in school. Yes, yes, yeah, you're a scholar and a gentleman, HD. You worked hard in education. I know you're a well-read. I can tell you're a well-read person. What advice would you give? Ooh, man. JB, what advice would you give for heart health or overall health, Janet? Oh, good, good. You got asking Mom Janet. That's great. HD. Google benefits. I was there. HD. Janet, you mean hydronium. We will work at precision level until I get too old and go back crazy. Oh, you won't, Mom Janet. You won't. It's just making the water acidic, the definite acid, lemon juice. We are fervent knowledge and very humble. So we help others. That's God's genius through us. Yes, yes. That's how I see it too. Even with the information I share. I just like, I like people be informed. If I have information, I'm like willing to share the information. Kick ATPs. You should still get your authentication messages. It works anywhere. I'm in Australia and still get my authentication messages from PH, even though I have no roaming on my PH phone. Oh yeah, for the Philippines, I had no problem, JB. Like the Philippine websites, banks, I have no problem. It's the U.S. The U.S. websites that do think because you need a U.S. phone number. That's the tricky part because they won't take the Philippine phone number. And more people are realizing anyway, when you have bank accounts in the US, you don't want them to find out that you're living overseas, because that, sometimes, not all the time, initiates the banks in the US from closing your account. I know people have mentioned their Charles Schwab account in the US being closed because people are abusing that, using the ATM here and getting reimbursed for the ATM fees. Also Wise. I know Wise, they've had issues with Wise closing people's accounts in the US because they know they keep using their account here in the Philippines. Mine was PEM, but it was held it greatly. When you combine spring water, it's enhanced because of the potassium, magnesium in the spring water. Oh man, that's really technical. Really technical stuff there. Janet, I'm just quickly went over the research. It's very new and I haven't even seen. That would be correct, but go deeper. Implications. All right. NA said, hey, NA, N/A. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Plus, I'm married 40 years, 4 grandkids, all boys. Oh, all boys. All right. So we are always busy. My family is law or medicine. My sister was vice. Oh, nice, nice. I will wait until they have completed those studies. It was amazed. All right, HD, it has helped. There's number one thing. Web MD. I've used WebMD. I've used WebMD like to learning stuff. All right, 2D Hood Farms. All right, 2D, I'm here. My friend Shane. Hey, Gino, how are you today? Me, out filming bears. Out filming bears. Oh, man. I seen one sow and 5 baby bears. Oh, that's so cool, man. That's so cool. I'm sure you're having fun, Shane. And you always do the coolest things, Shane. Baby bear is so cute. I know, right? Like little teddy bears. Careful with the baby bears. Dude, you don't want mama bear mad. I'll send you. Yeah, send me pictures. Thank you, Shane. Send me pictures. Shane and I were friends on WhatsApp, so he sends me pictures all the time after the stream. Thank you, Shane. Intel is an asset. Yes, Intel. His name was cool. How are you today? Congrats. All right, congrats. Thank you, John. Thank you. Good job. I know Leanna is doing so well. We're so proud of Leanna. How are you? HD. Thanks, Mom Janet. Mama bear was about 500 pounds. But that's a big bear, man. That's a big 500 pounds, man. I wouldn't be messing with Mama bear, Shane. Ascadel, so precious. No, not these bears. They're wild. They're wild bears. They're wild bears. Hey Gino, better email YouTube. They sending me notifications late. I'll send them. I'll send them. They get on our YouTube page, on the Dazzle TV YouTube page. There's YouTube's, actually I have noticed different things that, they're dropping some comments, that some comments I don't even see, that it's like, I guess, because so many people are on YouTube now, so many, I know they're having issues, they're always sending me things that's happening wrong with YouTube. HU. Oh, thank you, Mom Janet. Your story touches my heart. Inspire. Oh, thank you so much. That's too much. Thank you. God bless you, Mom Janet. What China, K-Rent, China, all right. I don't get many viewers from China. Welcome to the channel. I will triumph in some and others, but the yield goal is improve health. Yes, that's my goal too, Mom Janet. Day to day, I'm working on just improving my health. That's why I walk a lot, I exercise, I eat well, I get plenty of rest. No stress. I try to no stress. Just try to live a good life. That way, hopefully extend my life. Because with cancer, it's like all there's always a good chance that cancer can come back. But I can't live like that. I gotta live like every day, just like attack each day, enjoy each day. I don't even think, people always, there's information out there that, cancer can come back, but, I don't worry about that. I just keep living a good life. Be thankful, be grateful for each day. Gino, that's inspire people. And your messages like this also helps motivate Gino to continue. Yes, it does. It really does. When people reach out to me, HD, and they're thankful, I get messages all the time. It's like I spoke with a subscriber the other night, live chat. He's coming here to the Philippines in July, and he tells me, man, your videos have impacted me. That's why I'm coming to the Philippines to try it out. That inspires me to keep doing YouTube, keep helping as many people as I can. can keep others strong is the new pretty. Yeah, keep the new pretty, the new pretty. My cardiologist writes me 56 times by Gmail. We in love. Hey man, that's there. I know, Mom Janet. That's the same relationship I have. I don't get that many emails, but every time I see my oncologist, he's so happy for me. Because every time I have an appointment with him, he always tells me, "Man, you're amazing." Compared to his other patients, he told me, "Man, you just." From the beginning, he told me my attitude had a lot to do with making it through the treatments, my recovery and everything. He told me, attitude is a big piece of it, being positive. God answers our prayers. Amen. Amen, John. Amen, my brother. It, God truly does. God truly does. How will you travel to Rojas from Boracay? Bus, car? Oh, okay. Good question there, Daniel. So today is Thursday. So Friday, I think Dazzle actually wants to leave here Friday. We're gonna be at the Beaver Saturday. So tomorrow, Friday, we're gonna leave here, get on the ferry, a 15-minute ferry to Katiklan, and then from Katiklan, and we'll take Chloe with us because we're gonna drop off Chloe at the house now because by the time we come back here to Boracay, we'll only have 7 days a week. So Chloe should be okay with Totoy, Leanne, and Mom for 7 days. She won't miss us too much. But we'll take her to our house. From Katiklan, it's about an hour to our house. We're gonna ride public transportation, so that's another thing. Maybe I'll get one of the vans, rent the van just for ourselves. That way, I can tell the van driver to slow down, not be in a hurry to get to Calibo because that's gonna be the route, and then get our car. And then once we get home, I'll drive my car Saturday morning to Rojas City because I prefer driving than riding public transportation, because public transportation in the Philippines, man, they just go too fast for me. They take too many chances. The drivers are like daredevils, they pass on blind corners. They're in a hurry, I guess they're on the clock. The faster they can transport people, the more they can travel back and forth from Katiklan to Calibo. So I'm only 10 months in surgery. Wow, 10 months. That's not very long, man. My sister, Mom Janet, she just had her heart, what is that? There's an implant that's 10 years. That's her pacemaker. My sister had her pacemaker replaced December, and I chat with her all the time, and it's now like 6 months, and she's still recovering from having her pacemaker replaced, because I guess the pacemaker has a 10-year expiration, the one she had before, but now it's like more modern pacemaker. Now she said she can actually monitor it on her phone. It's got an app on her phone for her pacemaker, but she's still slowly recovering, because anything to do with the heart, of course, it's a long recovery. And my sister's 69 years old, so about the same age as you, Mom Janet. So I know recovery takes longer. Blood thinner for life after this. Yeah, I always check on my sister in Houston. She lives in Houston, Texas, but she's doing well. She said she's planning actually to come here to the Philippines and visit me either January or February next year. She thinks by that time she's gonna be recovered from her updated pacemaker surgery. I would say Ginno will take BMW to Rojas City, bus, motorcycle, walk. No, I'm gonna drive to Rojas City, HD. We'll drop off Chloe at our house, and then I'll have our car, so I'll drive to. I prefer driving. I actually, when we went here to Boracay, I have not ridden public transportation, I would say, in 5, 6 years because I'm a careful driver, defensive. I take my time, I drive slow. I prefer driving myself than riding public transportation. For overall is, ask your doctor for a spectral lab test. It reflects your cellular overall health. It goes deeper than blood tests. This test looks at, ooh, all right, all right. I'm not, I might ask my oncologist the next time. I'm gonna take a picture of that. Cellular overall health. My good friend Gray actually has been mentioning something similar to that. I think this is the same thing he's telling me about my cancer recovery because I do get regular blood work and everything's been normal. But hey, anything additional I can do, to make sure everything's sound, I'll definitely ask my oncologist the next time I see him about that. Spectra lab test. BMW. BMW. John, what is BMW? BMW, he shortcutted BMW, bus, motorcycle, and walk. BMW. That's great, no blood thinner. Yes, watching for swelling, so I expect socks. Like about you, if I get stuck in all this, I got backup. You got backup. You got HD's your backups. Huh? Bus, motorcycle, walk. But it's a play on words. BMW. It's okay. Walking are the most common. Hey, yeah, most common for sure. Yoga, yeah, yep. Awesome. That's cool. That Mom Jam, because me, I do yoga every other day. I have a yoga mat. I don't have my. I usually I follow. I have a USB. I put it on our TV at home, and I follow like a yoga routine. But here in Boracay at our Airbnb, mostly stretching because I already know the moves. Downward dog. I already know all the moves, so I just like mostly stretching. I'm pretty limber actually. That's one thing about me. It's like I never had any surgery. I actually never had any hospitalization before I got cancer. So my knees are solid, my back is strong, I'm flexible, so I'm taking good care of myself. That's why when I got sick with cancer, that was out of the blue, it was like a real surprise. But now I'm able to play pickleball now, Dazzle and I are enjoying playing pickleball. I'm careful, it's like I'm not diving for Dazzle and I, we're pretty much just smacking the ball at each other. It's not like we're trying to be like professional pickleball, it's like I'm not gonna be diving for a ball, stretching for a ball. I'm taking it easy. It's more that over at, as a matter of fact, today we're supposed to play pickleball again with our friend Rufo. He works here in Boracay. He's a classmate of ours, and it's mostly just to sweat, just to get exercise, because that indoor court at City Mall Boracay is only like less than a kilometer away. We can walk there. It's not air conditioned, so it's indoors but not air conditioned. So man, it's like a sauna in there the minute you start moving. That's why I have to bring my Pocari Sweat, a drink, so I can hydrate, and I'll hydrate throughout the day because I know I'm gonna be sweating a lot. Playing pickleball this evening, but getting healthy, it's like I'm thankful each day that I'm able to do more and more. And yoga is one of the things. I've never tried Tai Chi, but yoga I enjoy. I enjoy yoga. I've done yoga now for at least 5, 6 years, especially during the pandemic. We were stuck at home, so I was just doing a lot of yoga. BMW is funny, JB. Watching for Mr. Unlucky. Hey, thank you for watching from the Philippines. All right, thank you so much. Hey, Rev Fred, hello, Rev. JB, I was inspired by his comment on bus, car, van. Comment. HD, all right, Rev Fred. Ginno, from my understanding, hydrogen water helps even cancer. Ooh, man, definitely I'll have to start researching that, man. Any additional information I can get, I will do it, man. Like I'm always willing to try new things, everything to stay healthy. I eat so many fruits, vegetables, so many greens now, salad. I'm like, anything to help with my recovery. I'm like doing it. So study this. Take the journey and see if it helps. Thank you, Mom Janet. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will research that for sure. Red Fred, hey, how are you? All right. I am good. I'm good. Gino, yes, more positive and calm. You stay better for your health. That's true. That's what, yeah, that's the one thing I think even my oncologist told me that, it's like my attitude helped me with my recovery. Quick Thinking HD. Try to talk with you. We should create a information medical research channel. Hey, we should. You guys create it. I'll follow. I'll be one of your subscribers if you do that. A medical research channel. Dylan was all right. Dylan, hey Gino, you mentioned you guys might eventually move to Boracay. Will you sell your current home? No, no, we won't sell our current home because our current home is, we only have like I think 5.5 years mortgage left. We owe like only like 700,000 pesos on it now. We only purchased the home in 2014 for 1.5 million. So we owe like less than half now of that amount, on our loan, 15-year loan. Our payment is only like $200 a month. It's a small home, 2 bedroom, 1 bath, but it's a lot. We own a lot. There's space to park our car. We have a gate, parked our car on the property. We won't sell it because eventually that home, when Leanna goes to college in Calibo, and then our other nephews, Nids, he's the same age as Leanna. We plan on sending Nids to college too. He wants to be a mariner, a sea mariner, like a seaman. So we plan on sending both of them to college. It's not expensive for Dazzle and I to send them to college. For tuition alone in Calibo, it would cost us maybe $1,000 a year for each kid. So $2,000, we can afford that, and we're saving money for that because we want that. That's one of the legacies I want to have. Dazzle's already graduated college. She was the first in her family to graduate college, and then Miko, her younger brother, graduated college also. He works here in Boracay. I want that for Dazzle's family. They're my family now too, so I want that for Leanna, for the nephew. So those two, when they go to college in Calibo, they can live in our house. It's not, and by that time. It's almost paid off, or I actually have to look into about just paying off the house if I can. I don't know how the banks work here as far as paying off the loan, but I think they like to keep the loan because interest on the interest that they earn. But we'll keep that house, and it's in both Dazzle's and I's name. So someday when I'm gone, it's another property that Dazzle will own. We bought land for Dazzle next door to here in Katiklan, next door to Dazzle's mom's house, because I want to leave Dazzle, enough things, for her. I have my life insurance. I want to make sure Dazzle's well taken care of when I'm gone, because it's the reality of it is I'm 29 years older than Dazzle. Dazzle's gonna be on this end of July, she'll be 30, and this 1st of August I'll be 59. So more likely I'll leave this earth before Dazzle. So I'm always like setting her up for things like that. So no, we won't sell it. We would never, we got too many good memories in that house. It's like even now that in the house, Leanna, we're raising Leanna in that house now. Mom lives with us, so too many good memories. We won't sell that house. I have metal plate to fuse my rib cage. This thing hurts. Ooh, man. So, man, that's tough, Mom Janet. It's a great idea, but I try to limit what I suggest to public since I'm not a medical professional, and I try not to spread incorrect info. I will always say to talk. Yeah, yeah. That's I'm careful doing that to HD because man, I can't be given like the advice that I give usually is from experience, based from experience, and I always tell people it's my own opinion, my own recommendation. I'm careful for that because you know how people can get, man. What's cool about yoga, it puts you into the universe. You become one with it. Yeah, I know. It's like it relaxes me. It's like I do yoga and meditation. Even like cool down. When I cool down with my yoga, I give myself 10-15 minutes where like I empty my mind. It's like I'm all about yoga. It's like I enjoy yoga because it's like you said, it focuses you, it calms your mind, it slows everything down. That's been one of my advice to people when they come to the Philippines and move here. Like my friend now, he's coming here in July. He's like asking me so many questions. How about my visa? How about my apartment? How about, and I'm like, my bank, I told him, calm down, dude. You're retired now. You can take your time. You're no longer in that living in the US. You're on that wheel. Your mind is like constantly moving in the US. It's like people in the US I know because I've been there. I've been there before where you get off work, you have so many errands to run, and then you finally get done maybe 9-10 p.m. at night, and then middle 2 a.m. in the morning you're getting up because you're thinking what you got to do the next day. Your mind is just like constantly moving. And I always tell people one of the very first things that they have to learn when they move to the Philippines and retire for good is calm your mind, slow down. You're now living an island life living, laid back. Everything in the Philippines moves on island time. It's not that rush, 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 get everything done. I got to do this, I got to do that. Here, you have to start living the life here, living like being patient, waiting in line. It's like, like my other friend, he's like renewing his driver's license, and he was like, he posted on Facebook. He said he now has better respect for the Department of Motor Vehicles in the U.S. because he's here on his second day trying to renew his driver's license in the Philippines because this is the Philippines. Everything here moves on island time. Everything is slow here, so. That's the first thing you have to learn if you move here to the Philippines or decide to make the Philippines your home. It's like you gotta calm down. Like my friend Jamal says, calm down. Don't be in a hurry. Life is different here. It's a different culture, different thinking here in the Philippines. Everything moves slow here. Everybody's late here. Nobody's on time here. The insurance company backs the side for a premium. Your disclaimer is to seek medical attention first, so lawsuits don't get onto your intel. Yeah, I know. Like lawsuits. That I worked in risk management. Like I said before, risk management. It's like people sue everybody in the U.S. and for anything. It's like anything lawsuit. They're quick. They're quick to like file a lawsuit against people. Have a good day. Have a good day, everyone. Okay, I'm going to end the live stream here too. I just want to make sure I hit all the comments. God bless you, John. Appreciate your time, my brother. After, go to your doctor, do blood tests, and see improves. All right, I will. I will have my baseline, get my baseline. I already have plenty of lab work, so if I do that new spectral treatment, I'll get the first baseline and then wait a few months and see if something improves on me. Juicing is one of the very best. Yep. I do a lot of shakes, man. I do a lot of, Dazzle makes me a lot of shakes, vegetable shakes, fruit shakes. Here, if I start saying, I like being informed. Yes. Me too, man. I love being informed. But God bless. God bless. Namaste, everybody. God bless everyone. Take a look at Tech Brian Johnson, the guy that there to find a way, live forever. Age is love. No, no, it's just effects of your heart. All right, Gina. Yes, I'm still limited on laying on left side. Yes, my sister's the same way. She still has limitations, but getting better each day. My ex-family used to say Asian time is never on time. Asian time, hey, man, different culture, brother. Shane is a different culture. It's like, and if you plan on living here in the Philippines, you need to adapt. You need to adapt to that culture here. That way, it doesn't. I know some foreigners that retire here that aggravates them to no end about everything being late here, starting late, and the long lines. That aggravates them. But it's the way of life here. We know here in the Philippines that everything takes time here. All right, I do not know. HD. Oh, I got to the bottom. I got the bottom. All right, HD. I do apply some of the methods like food he eats, but on a budget. Like olive oil. Man, I'm all about olive oil now. It's the only oil I use now, man. Olive oil. Take take care. Take care. All right. Take care, everyone. God bless everyone. Everybody have a good day. Appreciate everyone's time. I know everybody's busy. I know everybody's got things to do, but appreciate the time you shared on the live stream. Take care, everyone.